for barbecue and shooting off some works. But I feel like I wanted to tell you guys this story before I forgot about doing it. It's been in my planner for a while now, and I'm just now getting to it. So I want to do it before I get any busier. Okay. Um, so no. Okay, we're gonna start with November 28th, 2022. Neighbors wake to hearing, screaming. Okay. The neighbors look outside. They see a car that doesn't belong there, usually. But I mean, it's the holidays. It could have been someone, visiting or whatever. But they thought it was just, hey, they're having, argument as a family. What they didn't know is the guy that they saw get out the car and go to the door um, was anything but family. Okay. He was a chomo. Okay. The chomo is from West Virginia, and he would go online and pretend to be a teenager, you know, and try to get, try to, get the girls to like him, all that jazz. But he laid his eyes on one and became obsessed with her. Okay. He lives in, like I said, he's from Virginia. And come to find out, he was a cop named Austin Edwards. Okay. Austin Lee Edwards, a 28-year-old man. And he actually looked way, way past. I don't understand how the kids kind of looked at him and said, "Hey, you look the age of my uncle, bro." But he tricked them. And what he would do was continue to call this young lady. She was 14. Call her, call her, call her. And so she wouldn't stop talking to him or block him or anything. He would send her, DoorDash or, things that teens, would love to have. Birthday presents for her friends and her, shopping sprees. He'd send her money so her and her friends could go to the mall and all of that. You know what we call that? Rooming, right? So all of a sudden, she got uncomfortable because all of a sudden, out of the blue, he started talking sexual. Okay. Um, she still had her V card and was, very, very creeped out and blocked him on all her socials. So he couldn't get in touch with her. He couldn't get in touch with her. So after he got out of the academy and became a police officer, his family and everybody thought he was oh, he's turned his life around. But because before he became before he became a cop, he has mental issues, okay, and tried to kill his own family. And his own family, like, he was trying to cut at him and everything. And they put him in a mental hospital for a long bit. For a long bit. They were like, oh, he's taking his medicine and he can live a regular life, But he's no longer able to get firearms, Okay. I don't know how he passed his test to get into an interview with the police in Virginia, but he did it. He did it. And went up in ranks, And it was really, really good, okay? He found out everything, about the cops and stuff like that. And I think that was so he could further find out how he could get away with what he was later on going to do, okay? The day came. Um, the day came, and people were looking through his files and things and found out, wait a minute, he he was in a mental hospital. He's not supposed to be around guns. This. So he got fired. He got fired, but he had enough money saved up to where he bought his own home. And the neighbors said that he was to himself weird. awkward. And he blacked out his windows in this nice house, and they were like blocking out the windows, what the hell's going on, and they was be like, hey, and he put his head down and just go in the house. And they were like, oh yeah, we didn't bother him, we stayed our distance and he stayed his. So that happening to him losing that power, I think he was power hungry, and her, pretty much locking everything up. And it's the holidays. He's there alone. His family, I guess, didn't forgive him for attacking them. They were scared for their lives. So they were like, yeah, buddy, get your own place. You spent Thanksgiving by himself. So he's like, okay, you know what? He packed up his car, his old badge he still had. He drove. He drove all the way from West Virginia, all the way to California, all the way to California to this girl that girl of his dreams. Okay, so he goes up to the door and knocks, and he's like, "Hey, who's here with you?" The girl's grandparents were there, and the parents were there, but the two daughters weren't. They were out. And he said, okay, well, it's some trouble going on. I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell everything when the girls get here. I need you guys to get on the phone and get your daughters back here. Okay? So they're sitting there 30 minutes. The mom lied because she thought it was a cop, Um, and the girls walked in, and then his demeanor and everything changed. Okay? He started tying up all the family members. Okay, the little girls came in there. He told them to sit down or whatever, and he went room by room. Boom, 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 and they're in handcuffs and all kinds of shit. And he puts them by the front door. Stacks the bodies next to each other, and he was going to kill the other sister, or whatever, best friend or sister, we don't know, half sister, whatever. But he tried to shoot her, but she was able to escape from him. So what he did was he got kerosene and doused this beautiful home with kerosene and set it on fire because he knew the little girl was going to go and get help. The neighbors at that time, saw him pulling the little girl, the little teenager, into that Fiat. He had a Fiat, a red Fiat. And they were like, oh my gosh, the house is on fire. What's going on? And they said they could look at her, and she's looking back at them. And, they were like, okay, so do we get involved? They just stand there, okay? They just stand there. I couldn't just stand there and be like, hey, who is homeboy? Where are your parents at? Yeah. And then they just started seeing the flames and stuff coming out of the house. So the police are called, the fire department is called. By the time they get there, the ring cameras and stuff, it picked up everything. The tag on the car, everything, okay? And they went through some diaries and everything. Once they saw the picture of him, they were able to track him down to being. He used to be a former police officer in Virginia, guys. So they're like, it's going to be hard because he knows what we do. So it's going to be hard for us to get this dude. So they're driving all over and getting tips. He's here, he's there, he's here, he's there, right? So he pulls up into the Mojave Desert. And they're like, oh, man. The Mojave Desert, I mean, it's nothing around. It was, because they have the victim still in the car with him. Okay? Still in the car with him. The cops don't want to kill her. They don't want to kill her. And he takes them on one hell of a ride. But one cop had a, really, really good shot. And I guess it scared that guy enough to where he was like, you know what? It's over. And he boomed himself. The coward, pedo cop. coward, okay? I don't understand how the parents didn't look out the door. I mean, you're a police officer, okay? You're showing me your badge, but you're in regular clothes. You look older than I do, dude. Um, like, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, it's a big old problem going on, but you come in your Fiat around holiday times, you know? They shouldn't have let him in the house. Um, so, he killed all those people because he was so obsessed with this girl. She said in the car, he was saying, "Hey, baby, tell me how much you love me." And she was doing it. She thought she was going to die. Oh, yeah, I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to be with you. And I'll tell them that we've been in love for a while. She's laying on thick. Okay. And he holds her head. This is the sad part. He holds his head so the police, her head against his, while the police were trying to get on the side of him. You know? So the police like, damn it. If we shoot, we're going to kill her. You know? But it ended in the desert with him taking himself out. They need to figure out how such a big, he's on a registry, okay? He's on a registry. How the hell did he get a job at police? How did he become a police and get medals and all this and that?
Big town or small town?
Huh?
Big town or small town?
Small town, West Virginia. Yeah, West Virginia. So, yeah, he went for all the training and things like that. And everybody's like, we knew something was wrong with him, but we just thought he was, a quiet guy. No, he was quietly checking out young folks. Young folks. I'm still wanting to see, because they said she wasn't the first one. She was the first one that he was looking at and contacting online. Um, So it's a bunch of other stories out there about teens that he you know um, yeah, and we haven't really been to court to hear this be released, but I believe it. His other victims were he would tell them to send naked pictures. Yeah, send naked pictures. I sent you my naked pictures. Send me your naked pictures. Okay, they think that he's their age. Okay, they send it. And then he would say, "Hey, I got your pictures. You want your whole family, whole town to know?" You know, doing shit like that. Doing shit like that. So, like, I cannot believe how it went down. It's like, did the parents not have weapons in the house? You know? I think it's different because I may be looking at it different because I see in Texas everybody is strapped. Okay? You go to Walmart, shit. The damn workers at the damn cash register got it. So that parent should have opened up the door. My kids are. What do you mean my kids are in trouble? You can't come in my house, nah. You know, no, you go. And I ain't calling my daughter back here, bitch, either. Yeah, I'm just different. I'm just different. But yeah, I wanted you guys to hear that story. Check it out. It's a lot more that goes on with it. People want to be like, oh, well, depression is this. I have depressed. I'm depressed. I have a sickness. I have, bipolar disorder. So, I mean, stop using that shit as an excuse. I believe that his family are embarrassed and they're trying to make up, oh, his childhood, he was picked on, he's awkward, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit about any of that. That's not like a him problem. He was a pedophile. Say what it is. Say what it is. And he tried to kill you idiots. And you let, never mind. Anyways, yes, please check that out. The West Virginia police officer that kidnapped the teenager in California and took out her whole family at Thanksgiving time. Um, 11, 11, 2022. Yeah, people are still talking about it everywhere. So, yeah, check it out. Fiends and Ghouls. I will be back on later on because we're fixing to eat some shit up today. I might have me a glass of wine or so. So we'll probably be just laid back chilling, okay? All right, Fiends and Ghouls, love you. And hit your bells, likes, subscribe, please. And don't miss tonight because I'm going to show you guys a side of me that's going to tickle you, I believe. It'll tickle you. I have no shame. I have no shame. You can't shame me with anything. So, yeah, I think you guys will love roasting me. And you have, I mean, you guys have all the rights to roast me, say whatever the hell you want to tonight, okay? Hugs and kisses. Please be careful. So many people are dying. So many people are dying already. Already. And, it's not even, well, I'm saying 2 days before the 4th, now we're at the 4th. I've heard of like just in my state, 15. 15. Okay? Be careful out there. Hugs and kisses. Bye bye.